Hey guys, welcome to our reading lesson. Let's go ahead and get started by reading our learning target. I can compare and contrast the most important points from two texts on the same topic. So there are a couple of words in here that are probably new words for you. I want you to think about what those new words are. All right, so let's look. Compare and contrast are probably two new words for you, at least in reading. We have talked about comparing numbers in math, right? We're trying to find the difference by comparing them to see which one's larger or smaller. So what we are doing when we are comparing and reading is we are describing how two or more things are similar. What's another word for similar? How they are alike. So when we're comparing, we're trying to find how two or more things are alike, okay? And then we have the opposite of that, which is contrast. When we're contrasting, we're telling how two or more things are different, how they are not alike, those things that are different about them, okay? Now, we have learned about points. We talked about key points last week. Remember, key points are those important ideas that the author wants the reader to understand. Important points and key points are pretty much the same thing. We're talking about the things that the author wants us to learn. So important points are facts, examples, or details that the author wants us to learn about the text, okay? Now, we're going to talk more about important points as we go. So I'm going to say that that's something that we know, but it's also something that we want to know more about, okay? Well, what about two texts? We know what a text is. We know that a text is what we're reading. But instead of just looking at one text that we're reading, we're going to be looking at two this week. And then we're going to talk about the topic. What does that word topic mean? Yeah, the topic is the subject or what it's about. So we're going to look at two texts that have the same topic or the same subject, okay? All right, so our success criteria for this learning target is to decide which points are important and which are unimportant in a text. We're also going to determine how the important points of the text are alike or how they are different, okay? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and turn in our Ready Reading journals. We're going to be on page 324. 324. All right, we're going to read the read section in our Ready Reading journals just to remind ourselves of the focus of this lesson, okay? When we get to those key words or those important words that we need to know in order to be successful with our learning target, we're going to circle those, okay? When you compare text, you tell how they are alike. I'm going to circle that word alike because that helps me know what compare means. When you contrast text, you tell how they are different. Comparing and contrasting the most important points in two texts on the same topic helps you learn more about the topic, okay? So remember, in order for us to be successful with this lesson, we need to be able to decide which points are important and which are unimportant. And then we also need to be able to tell how those two texts, how the points are alike and how they are different. So today in our cartoon, what we're going to do is we're not going to have to determine which points are important and which points are unimportant, but we're going to focus on that second part of our success criteria and being able to tell how two important points are alike and how they are different. So let's go ahead and let's look at our cartoon here. It says, look at these two posters. How are they alike? How are they different? So I'm going to give you a minute to look at them and read the words, and then we'll come back together and discuss. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's think. So when we are comparing and contrasting text, we can tell how the main ideas and details are alike and how they are different. This will help us better understand what it is that the author wants us to learn or why the author included some information. So here we have a photograph or an illustration of some kids planting some type of plant, okay? The text says, take care of planet Earth, plant a tree. This one has some animals and a tree and some birds. So this is a scene in nature. It says, take care of planet Earth. The animals will thank you. So I saw two phrases here that were the same. Take care of planet Earth. Take care of planet Earth. So that is something that is the same about these two posters. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn over in our Ready Reading book, or we're just going to look at that next page, that second page in your book, page 325. Do you see where it says both here? Both is what both of them have. So this is where we are comparing. This is called a Venn diagram, and it helps us to see those parts that are overlapping of those circles. That tells us what's the same about both of those posters. So we know that in both of those posters, they're telling us to take care of the earth. That's the same with both of them. Okay? Now, let's contrast and tell how they're different. So how is poster 1 different from poster 2? Go ahead and discuss that. All right, what is the illustration in poster 1? They're planting a tree. Did they plant a tree in poster 2? No, so that is something that is different. All right, well, what are they doing in poster 2 in that illustration? There are animals in nature. That is different than poster 1. We didn't see any animals in poster 1, did we? All right, now let's think about the words. What did the word say in poster 1 that was different than what the word said in poster 2? Well, the words in poster 1 said, plant a tree. So they're telling us an action that we can do. Right? In poster 2, they didn't tell us to plant a tree, did they? What did they tell us to do in poster 2 that was different than what they told us to do in poster 1? Well, that last sentence says, the animals will thank you. So what would the animals thank us for? For taking care of the earth, right? So here in poster 2, they're not really focusing as much on planting things as we should do the things that help animals to survive and to take care of the things in nature. So the action is to take care of the animals in nature. Okay? So even though these two texts have the same main idea of trying to take care of planet Earth, they're telling us two different ways to take care of planet Earth. One way to take care of planet Earth is to plant a tree. The other way to take care of planet Earth is that animals are in nature and that we should take care of those animals by keeping Earth clean, right? All right, so now let's look at our talk question. What do you learn about the topic of taking care of planet Earth from comparing and contrasting the posters? So what did you learn about taking care of planet Earth from both posters? Go ahead and talk about that. We know that it's important to take care of all of the earth, the plants and the animals, right? All right, guys, so tomorrow we're actually going to be looking at parts of a text, and we're really going to be focusing on that first success criteria of being able to decide which points are important and which points are unimportant. Then we will work on continuing that second success criteria of being able to compare, tell how two texts are alike or the things that are the same, and contrast to tell how they are different. All right, bye, guys.